What do we have here? Oh, right, the new card. Transform a damaged unit into a bear. Just take a damaged unit and now they're a bear. I can't read the bear card itself from here. So you can't use it on bosses. But that's a 22 power card. Damn. Eat this and close your eyes. You might be in for a surprise. Huh. I wonder how the bear works exactly. That's a fun sounding card. Let's put that in instead of the Fortitude Tunic. I assume it has no cost? No. Yeah, it fits into one of those slots. And you know what? Let's replace the decoy with Elfin Onion Soup. I just want to try it. We just did a bunch of story stuff. It's probably going to be some side thing next where I can at least experiment with the card and figure out what it's like. While we're at it, yeah. There. Let's make my trinket slots eventful, why don't we? With all those in there. God, a Wagenburg is 15. I didn't even fully process how expensive it was at the time. It's alarmingly expensive overall. Distressing. At the moment, I don't think I really want more cards in my deck. I think I'm happy to stop here. I want more card types. I'm looking for more card types that are actually units, not just trinkets. Because that is the part of the game that's currently moving very slowly.
Here the damage seems not so great.
It appears Nilfgaard's not yet turned its forces towards the capital. We're likely to encounter no more than pathfinders and foragers.
So I hope.
And we'll mess them up. Yeah, the resources are quickly replenishing themselves. Oh, puzzle encounter. Oh, golem. Unexpected. Neat looking in this art style too. Alright. Hard as rock. According to legend, a mage by the name of Cornelius the White once lived in Creedam. Following a conflict with town elders, he was forced to escape with haste. Before fleeing, however, he first hid his entire fortune in a nearby crevasse. Aware other residents would seek the treasures for themselves, he dared not leave it without a guardian. My goal is to kill the bad guys. Puzzle with a custom deck, shortened battle, special rules. Okay. Usually this is where the Wagenburg actually does make more sense. But they're custom decks, so I don't even have to change. So eliminate all foes. Boulder. If there are 3 or more copies of this unit, combine them into a lesser Da'ao. Okay. On that topic, is Da'ao the sound you make when you drop a rock on your foot? Deathwish, spawn 2 boulders. What am I even supposed to do with that? So if there's 3 boulders, it becomes a lesser Da'ao, and if you kill a boulder, it becomes more boulders, which means it becomes a lesser Da'ao, ultimately. Lesser Da'ao. If there are 3 or more lesser Da'ao, combine them into a Da'ao. Deathwish, spawn 2 lesser Da'ao. Deathwish. Trigger this ability when moved. Oh yeah, yeah. Someday when you're older, you could get hit by a boulder. Okay, he has a hand size of 0. The takeaway there is that I have to attack the boulders in order to turn them into lesser Da'aos. Lesser Da'aos have 5 power, and the final Da'ao probably has a whole bunch of power. Foragers. You gave me foragers on purpose. Those are all those guys. Destroy the unit to the right and boost self by its power. Why? Why would I want to do that? I don't understand why I'd want to do that. This is one of those turns where this is one of those levels where you just want to attack people. So why do I want shitty foragers in my team? Also, can they even attack me? Or am I supposed to just keep hitting them? I mean, I probably want to play the Wagenberg first, right? Ah. And specifically, I'll gain the ability to multi-target. This lets me use the Wagenberg a second time. With this hand, I can't draw any cards, so these guys don't matter. Somehow this group of people beats them. What am I using the Forager on? Destroy the unit to the right and boost self by its power. Why? Getting more power doesn't help me with the problem, does it? In fact, destroying a unit just makes my archers weaker. Oh, the infantry. Damage a random enemy by 5. That makes sense. Alright. I'll give it a go. This all boils down to doing a bunch of things in a specific order, so we'll see. I guess we want to start with an archer, right? Because this is 5 damage. I don't want to waste that on these guys. But this is multi-target 1 damage, so you on him. Now there's 2. If I do the multi-target attack, it's going to attack both of them, which is going to give us 4 boulders, which will become 1 Da'ao, 1 lesser Da'ao, and an extra boulder. That seems like bad news. But burning through, yeah. Maybe I do want to create that many boulders the hard way. Oh. Right, it is 3 or more. So no, the overflow doesn't matter. They clean up whatever's left over. They become a Da'ao. A Da'ao is 9 power. So a powerful archer will take care of that. If there are 3 or more lesser Da'ao, combine them into a Da'ao. Yeah. Whoa. The Da'ao will destroy all enemies after 2 turns. Good thing my archer should be able to one-shot it at that point. That's like the goal with the other one, I think. They're easily mistaken for rocks. Many a troll has been unpleasantly surprised by gastric grief on this very account. Oh. Oh no. Having a kind of living thing inside of you is a terrifying idea. That's body horror right there. Oh, I have to end turn still.
You can try to win them all, but you won't.
I'm glad the end turn bug is gone.
If the ring won't come off, just take the whole finger.
There we go. So now there's 2 of them. Then we'll do it again.
One man's battlefield is another man's right patch for all.
Okay, now that's the Da'ao. I have 2 turns. I have 1 turn now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage plus 5 damage. Shit. Am I in trouble here? Shit. The turn count's not gonna work out. I should have played this guy sooner. I made a mistake.
Give me a time.
He's going to kill me now. Right? Yeah. Yep. I went too fast killing them in the second round. Is the mistake I made.
Herbalist at your command.
That was also a stupid mistake. The war wagon. No. Wagenberg. So I should have played Renard before I finished killing off the second wave. Is the issue. Because he needed to make it so the Wagenberg could do its next move, and then that cross with the herbalist was going to make them win. But I messed that up. I actually have, well, not infinite time, but I have a lot of time to figure this out.
Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
So I can just spend as many turns as I want, making sure everything's played.
Use this.
Now we should be set.
If the ring won't come off, just take the whole finger.
The upside of puzzle levels like this is that when you figured out how to do it, the second attempt's pretty quick. In this kind of, at least in this kind of example. There we go. Fun little idea. Just had to very carefully figure out what the actual units did. This card has been added to your army, and it can be blah blah blah. Marana Runestone. I'm getting trinkets faster than I can use any of them to experiment and find out what they actually do. A little distressing. Additional rewards are welcome. So what does it do? Oh, there it is. I was missing it because it's green and all the ones that are already equipped are green. Heals all allies and boosts them by 2. I grow faint at the very sight of it. So every single damaged ally on my entire team will go back to normal health and then go 2 above that. So it's a different variant on the horn. It's banking on the idea that your wounds of your allies are stronger than the idea of just damaging all your enemies by 2. Not exactly an earth-shattering card. Come on, earth-shattering. I see you waiting over there. Let's loop back though, because I haven't visited this encampment. I just walked around. Trying to explore thoroughly, find every little green thing. Oh right, waypoint. Don't think I had that yet. I've never paid for the scouts again, because I feel like I'll find everything on my own, really. Is that actually all that's here? Nobody here to talk to? Huh. The place that big, you just kind of would think there'd be an interaction. Oh, this place will have an interaction. Puzzle encounter down there. Point of interest over there. We're also nearing the end of the map. Yep. The next main quest is clearly the next map. Transition.
The Nilfgaardian invasion necessitated certain steps. Meve had dispatched scrolls to her garrison commanders, based upon which they were to announce general musters. She'd hoped that by the time she reached Crydam, fresh recruits would be waiting to join her growing force. Alas, the commander of this fort, one Sergeant Griggs, had only bad news.
Your Majesty, I've not the numbers to man the walls even. The call to arms brings few new recruits and more men desert each day. Folk are terrified something awful. They don't believe in victory.
So force them into service, which they'll love. Offer to pay for more or make a speech. Let's try to directly create more of a force.
Since love of country seems insufficient motivation,
Meve said, standing up from behind the table.
we must make coin speak. Sergeant, announce that all new recruits will receive twice the usual soldier's pay.
Though costly, Meve's decision brought immediate results. Lured by the promise of gold, townsfolk in droves enlisted with the garrison. The Queen left Crydam poorer, but encouraged, as she had a stronger force in tow.
Nothing stirs a soldier's soul quite like coin. The clinkety-clink of gold.
It's a solution at least. Then my money's just kind of coming and going in a constant flow. Just try not to panic too much about it. Haha, it's just like moving. That's a whole area down there, so let's hang left for now. I'll have plenty of time to visit that direction.
A contract on a monster. Interesting.
Is she just taking note on the idea of a witcher?
Good lady. Something's wrong at Abbott's Ravine. I heard whinnies and screams at first. How all's gone silent.
Oh, what if a witcher's nearby, or even Geralt?
Why ever do the gods punish us so? To be cast out by Nilfgaard, and now to face beasts. Night on the High Road, a day afore last, claimed the beasts called a girly Cora or some such. Night on the High Road, a day afore...
A girly Cora. Huh. I don't recognize that name, but it has the general cadence of Kikimura and places like things like that. Various vampire names, lesser vampires. Blacksmith has nothing to say to me. There are so many directions. This area's a little sprawling. It opens it right up. I'm gonna have to be very careful to find everything. Is this a boundary, I assume? Kind of, maybe. Yeah. Look at that devastation. My lady, the hovel's resident, a peasant by the name of Bogan, has word for you. He claims he saw someone under cover by night bury some sort of treasure near the orchard. For a small sum, he's offered to sketch a map of where to look. I'll do it. I hope it's worth it. Oh, wait, no, it's probably a chest, huh? So it's by a couple benches and an axe. Damn it. I was really hoping for a card fragment, and that's not what it is. I'm paying in-game resources to acquire stuff for a different game. Not the smartest move.
As Meve and company traversed the ruddy meadows, strident voices reached their ears.
I beg your pardon. I've heard enough. A duel. I challenge you to a duel.
A duel? Nonsense. I'd sooner lay you across my lap and give your ass a thorough flailing, you scoundrel.
The Queen approached the arguing parties. Two nobles, Lords Cartwright and Mansfield. Quickly, she ascertained they were up in arms over ownership of an orchard lying between their estates. Assisting both nobles, their kinsmen, armed to the teeth, prepared to leap at each other and crush heads.
A duel? Nay, I want to spank your booty.
Upon spotting Meve, the lords lowered their voices, bowed and presented themselves. Yet they could not keep their ire fettered long and were soon casting aspersions again.
Your Grace, Mansfield has seized it. No, stolen my land. Land that has been in my family for generations.
It is my recompense for your reckless deeds. To burn down me mill in Furchin for a bit of sawdust in your flour? Well, I never.
A bit. Oh, let me at him. Farman's taken ill, cook's feverish, all from that manure. You are a fraud, sir. A fraud and a thief.
Though she faced the not at all trifling matter of the Nilfgaardian invasion, Meve agreed to settle the dispute. Reynard, who knew the history of every Lyrian and Rivian family 7 generations back, served as her advisor.
No doubt I would find for the Cartwrights. They are in the right here as regards the title to the land. Yet your grace must consider the Mansfields have ever served the crown and never delayed payment of tribute. Whereas the Cartwrights are litigious charlatans who owe the royal treasury thousands, many thousands.
You owe us many thousands, huh? Considering 1,000 was enough to save an entire city from famine during this war, I think it might be time to punish these people for not, I think it's time to punish them for not paying what they owe us. Yeah. Let's go to the Mansfields.
The orchard must go to the vassal unburdened by debt. This is what I prefer,
said Meve.
Thus I declare it Mansfield's.
But the law clearly says...
I am the law, Cartwright.
Lord Cartwright moved to debate the matter further, but a snort from Reynard reminded him he stood before his liege. Mansfield, content, made an ample contribution to bolster Meve's force and the realm's defense.
That's why you should pay your dues. If you're thousands and thousands of gold in debt, then you don't really... At some point, you just don't own the shit you're saying you own. If you aren't paying for any of it. How do I get to that middle area? There's an item in there. Everything looks enclosed. Maybe a zigzag through there that might technically not be enclosed? I'm not sure.
So you see, my dear Cartwright, justice has been served.
Oh, he's proud of himself. I mean, yeah. All that screwing over some rich asshole that doesn't pay his fair share is fitting enough way to recoup the losses of feeding an entire city. I even made 750 back, which is approximately the same amount. It's off by 250, obviously, but we got 250 from another farmer that was just a faithful servant in this time of need. And so between the two, we actually made the money back that I spent in the first place. Wow, what an avatar! I love it. It's beautiful. It's changed the way I process video games forever. How do I get back there? Is it going to loop all the way around? It is. I guess I should just click on that spot I can't figure out how to get to, and then she'll just find a way there. That seems to be how it works. Can I go this way? Nope. Yeah, sometimes she auto-paths and sometimes she doesn't. It's weird. Like she'll run in the opposite direction from where I'm clicking sometimes because she's going to auto-path there. And other times she's not really sure. Like now. Oh? No, we've tried this before. It's gotta be like a broken path somewhere. Through here? Yeah. Remember not to harass the chickens. You never know which ones might be more violent than they appear. Even though that's really not a Witcher thing. We've covered most of this area, so we're slowly like zigzagging until this whole thing will get filled in. This is where it really opened up, but once we get past that branch, it'll start closing again, and I'll have a more manageable time being sure that I have found everything. Have I don't think I've checked that place yet, have I? This person. Yo, Grace. In the cottage lives an herbalist whom the local peasants hold in high regard. Her potions and ointments heal many wounds, saved many lives. You wish to procure remedies from her stock? Why not? Pachoom. Ooh. It's an interesting gem. That glyph, that something. It's probably going to be neat when I get it. Hello. Almost missed you. You're hiding in there. I probably walked right past you. Admittedly, the resources being marked with a green flag can be pretty easy to miss in a game where most of the screen is green, just so we're clear. Like, most of the screen is currently green. That's the devastated area, so I have to go back and cross this bridge.
On their way to the capital, Meve and company happened one fine day upon a lone rider. Had I been at her side, I would immediately have recognized his passionate gaze and altogether chivalrous mien.
Who should we guess this to be? Geralt is described as having a nasty smile. Repeatedly in the books. He doesn't strike me as chivalrous in general. Respectful, maybe. Or at least he knows what lines not to cross, but he'll also cross plenty of lines. Passionate's also a little bit of a weird word. It could be Dandelion, or it could be a much less main character-y character.
Identify yourself, sir, and your intent.
It's literally the guy I just got the avatar for.
Eyck of Denesle, I am dubbed. And my design I never conceal.
Alright, that's just a character I never would have guessed.
The good book says the world is a garden which the gods once conferred upon man. And we men have this garden neglected. In consequence, all manner of filth has made its lair here. Drowners, ghouls, and other kobolds. I have sworn ne'er to rest until the day when, with the gods' help, I have rid the world of these beasts and pests. I wander all lands, seeking out evil and facing it in mortal combat.
Who do we spy? A knight-errant?
Just as likely a madman. How goes your hunt? Caught the trail of any monster?
Monster? Too fair a term by far. An exceptionally vile worm has made its lair in nearby caverns. It is said to be the very distillation of filth. A slither in horror. A mélange of the macabre. Its head, that of a wild cat of Ophir. Its maw full of spiked teeth. The wings of a bat it is said to have. The tail of a scorpion, and from it, a thick venom drips. Learned men call this variety a Manticore, or Mardiacore.
Perhaps it will be most prudent, then, to send for a witcher.
A witcher? Soulless automatons they are, all, feeding on common folks' fears. What they demand gold to do, I perform without demand of any coin.
Sir Eyck, far be it from me to discourage you. Your endeavor is noble, no doubt. But from what I have heard, manticores are exceedingly dangerous beasts.
To defeat this filth alone could be a difficult task, I'll not deny. Yet try it I must, for it is what I have sworn before the gods.
We shall help you find and fight the Manticore, provided you then pledge to help us fight an even fiercer and filthier beast.
Of course, my lady. Yet what manner of horror is it? A viper? A griffin? A drake of some rare form?
Were it only. 'Tis a beast of 1,000 heads, covered in black armor, its fire consuming whole villages.
Noble lady, I know bestiary is only in parts, yet I've seen some of the world, and never have I heard of such a terror.
You need but look about you, and spot Nilfgaard's legions.
Devastating. But you must forgive me, Your Grace. This struggle between realms is not one to which I can lay a hand.
A Manticore. How great is its appetite? How many men does it fell? In a moon, let us say.
It changes. At a time when the horror broods, it may be as many as 20.
I see. As now you must. Nilfgaard in my capital could mean as many as 20,000 felled. You live to fight evil, injustice, do you not? You can fight none greater than by doing so at my side.
The Manticore, Your Grace, must fall first. As to what happens later, I shall need to consult the good book and petition the gods.
Hey, new hero, Eyck of Denesle. Denesle? Denesle. It's probably Denesle. Yeah, I've encountered you before. That was a good chapter of Sword of Destiny. Let's see if I can get the quote. So I have this book on hand. There are admittedly 8 Witcher books, and I've only read 2 of them so far. But you know, they're not exactly Animorphs books. They're not short. They're like 400 pages each. Not long either. But I believe he's like right in the first chapter of Sword of Destiny, which I think is the dragon chapter, which is a neat one. That's a really memorable storyline. There's a really good quote though from Geralt, because Geralt knows of this character and does not like him. Says Eyck is a match for any monster. That just didn't come out right. Eyck is a match for any monster. He's even killed manticores and griffins. He's dispatched a few dragons, so I've heard. He's good, but he spoils my business, the swine, because he doesn't take any money for it. So he's competition for Geralt the Witcher, because he will also take on these heroic conquests as a knight errant, but he does it based on duty and not as a career. So he's a free alternative to Geralt's services, which is a problem because Geralt's trying to eat.
Agreed, so be it. This monster, where lies its lair? Where does it prowl?
To the north, my queen. A few leagues on.
Shoop, 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 shoop. Shoop, 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 shoop.
Not a scrap. Nothing to bury. Blood's all that's left behind.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the Manticore. Really? Wow, amazing that he'd read this thing and find out that the horrible desolation place is the location of the Manticore. Who could have guessed?
A whole village. Just one big grave now. Hallowed Mother, look upon these stricken souls what suffered evil. Protect, console. A whole village.
Yeah, it's gone now. Oh. Oh, can I talk to him? Because he's a new hero character in my party? Yes, I can. Oh, what is your character like? What are all these? Alright. Eyck of Denesle. Whenever an ally takes damage, strengthen self by 1. He starts off on 1. What are these? Oh, he has different versions? Oh, this is weird. Okay. Eyck Fury. If battling monsters, deploy. Damage an enemy by this unit's power. Whenever an ally takes damage, strengthen it by 1. Okay, so he's a different unit if you fight monsters. Divine Inspiration. Human. If you have the Manticore trophy on the battlefield, whenever an ally takes damage, strengthen self by 2. So that just gets stronger when he has the trophy equipped. If battling monsters and you have the Manticore trophy on the battlefield. Both. Okay, so he gets the damage an enemy unit by your power option if fighting monsters, and he gets to strengthen by 2 if you have the trophy, and so the 2 can be combined to become Holy Warrior. A really complicated way of laying out that information. Manticore trophy. Whenever an enemy appears on the battlefield, damage it at random by 1 or 2. Huh. So the idea is you can replace the other one. It's not bad. My current one makes my ability have 1 turn shorter of a cooldown. This one makes it so that somebody gets damaged every single time they're played, which is interesting. In addition to making it so that Eyck happens to have this just gets stronger faster, I suppose. Probably worthwhile. The good book says the world is a garden which the gods once conferred upon man, and we men have this garden neglected. Strong opinions with him, huh? I don't have room for him right now. I'm at 129 out of 125, so, but I want him in the party, obviously. So we gotta get rid of a 4. Probably a forager, right? Or 1 medic. Or 1 crushing trap. Let's go 1 forager. I don't usually have a lot of use for them. We'll see how it goes from there. Sir?
I see you found the mess tent. How's the ale? Not too warm, I hope.
'Tis not for me to say, Your Majesty. My tankard holds but milk of the goat.
Milk? A witless prank. I shall tell the quartermaster at once what I think of such...
Unnecessary, Your Grace. I called for the beverage.
Is that so? Well then.
The good book states clearly, the shadow of spirits obscureth light most true, and leadeth thee from the path of virtue.
Right. I suppose there's something to it.
My soul sings to hear your affirmation, Your Grace. If ever you wish to discuss the good book and the wisdoms contained therein, hesitate not to find me.
Certainly, I shall remember that. Your crusade against monsters. Have you been at it long?
Come next Bellatane, it will be 20 years, Your Grace. Though there was one extended interruption.
For what reason? Had you grown weary of the knight-errant's life?
Not in the least. Never shall I cease in my quest to cleanse the world of filth and abominations. But at times evil puts up rather a good fight. I ventured forth to slay a dragon once, a gold one, as it were, calling itself Villa Tretormeft, or the like. Its very name, as is evident, a vile toil for the tongue and wafting wickedness.
I don't think that's the right name. That's literally the chapter I was just talking about, actually. And I'm pretty sure that's not the name, and it's bothering me. Because that name sounds stupid. So I think it was a different name. Oops, I accidentally went to Bilbervelt. Wait. Villa... You are wrong. Yeah, he's not that far off, though. It's Villain Tretenmirth. So... yeah, Villain Tretenmirth. It's all E's. Yeah. After the first I, every single vowel is an E. And it's actually longer, I think, to spell it correctly. But yeah, Villa Tretenmirth. It was a shape-shifting dragon that could take the form of a human being, was wildly intelligent, and was a big old problem. And yeah, it's the opening chapter of Sword of Destiny. I've read The Last Wish and Sword of Destiny, which are the two short story Witcher books. Very enjoyable reads. There's when I say first chapter, I mean it's the first story. Each of those books consists of like 5 or 6 standalone stories that are all various quests The Witcher has been on over the years. That some of them you can come up with a chronological order because they involve reoccurring characters that clearly are happening in a certain order. But it's totally just a wash and a soup of time where you don't really know when exactly some of the stuff is happening or where in Geralt's life it is and so on. There's then like a 5-book series, I want to say, that's all chronological and continuous. But if you want to just dive in and just have a bunch of Witcher stories, those two, Sword of Destiny and The Last Wish, it goes The Last Wish, then Sword of Destiny. A bunch of standalone stories happen there. That you get to find out where Ciri came from, Geralt's history with Ciri, Geralt's history with Yennefer, Geralt's history with Dandelion, a bunch of interesting characters just right off of that, and then also just get a bunch of interesting stories that take place in like 10 different cities with a bunch of different cultures and so on. It's neat books. And I like that I can draw a direct connection to this stuff because this is a character from the book I read, and he's talking about stuff from the book I read and so on. That probably happens all the time, and it's just I have so many books to get through before I can fully understand all of it. But at the same time, you don't need to know any of that stuff to understand the games, which was one of the strengths of Witcher 3, is I didn't really feel like I was missing anything when I was playing it without having read the books or even playing the last games, and that's to the credit of the writers and the direction of the game.
A great many mercenaries embarked on the hunt, lured by the promise of coin in heaps. The Crinford Reavers, Yap and Zigrin, and a band of dwarves, even, curse the word, a witcher. One Yennefer, the most lecherous sorceress, at his side.
That name I've heard.
But at the deciding moment, when the beast challenged all, I alone emerged to face it. Alas, oh, shame burns me to admit it. I returned from the battle upon my shield. Figuratively. Literally, I returned in pieces. For 2 years, I lay in the Temple of Melitele in Alanda. Mother Neneke, God's protector, nursing me back to full health. And only when I could once more grip my sword did I return to the path I'd chosen.
And the dragon? What was its fate?
Some claim it flew off to Zerrikania, though it very well might yet lurk here, awaiting the opportune moment to terrorize the folk of the north again.
Farewell, Eyck.
All right, interesting little side story. Yeah, Eyck is he's what D&D players call lawful stupid. He is doomed to die some chivalrous sacrifice death. There's no other end for him because he's just going to keep charging towards honor until there's nothing left of him.